Good morning. The theme of my research is Black women in the labor market. Throughout my research, I had met my advisor, Pedrecca. During 8th grade, my research focused on understanding the past of women in Brazil. To do so, we had to analyze the roles of women in the society and in the labor market. With that, I read several texts of women's both topics. And in the end of the year, I decided to dig deeper into how women are treated in the labor market. In 9th grade, the research became understanding how women are treated in the labor market and how the Black women raised in the labor market. With that, my specific objectives were analyze the past of women in the historical role as mucamas and then transfigure them into mulatto women today. With this, I understood how the lack of investments in education affects Black women in the labor market. My first subtopic was focused on acknowledging the past of women in Brazil and understanding the focus of mucamas and their historical past. To achieve this goal, I had to read texts of Gonzalez, and then I understood that the jobs directed to Black women are a consequence of their historical past. When they worked in coffee farms during the slavery period and were treated as submissive and disrespected. The second subtopic has its main objectives to understand and analyze why so many Black women are rejected and believed in the working labor. For this, the detailed reading of the work Lima was done, in which she questions how income inequality and races are affecting the quality of studies. For this subtopic, I read both surveys of the IBGE to use as support, and especially the analysis of learning inequality at the time of literacy and graduation, being possible to observe that a considerable educational gap. Another survey read was the comparison of the amount of work hours that men and women works, and it was concluded that Black women work 3 hours more than men, and not usually those works are paid. It was concluded by the end of the research that part of the Black women's working class follows areas of manual labor. Not only that, but also a part of them receives salaries below the average of white women. And this is also a consequence of the Black women past and inequality of incomes and schooling that they suffer.